This is Classic FM.
Hi, Margarita Taylor here with you on Classic FM, and a joy to have Phamie Gow in the studio today. Phamie, welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here with you.
Tell us about this wonderful new compilation of songs that you've brought together, Softly Spoken, the new album. Is it the 7th or 8th?
This is 8th CD now, yeah.
Tell me about the inspiration behind bringing these songs together.
Well, it is kind of more like a compilation album of old and new material. Some of the tracks are from my 2 previous piano solo CDs, and there's 4 brand new tracks that I wrote when I was out in New York, in Manhattan. So yeah,
which is a special place. It's one of my favourite cities in the world. Yeah, but what was it like composing out there? Because it's quite a, I mean, some of the pieces you write are so beautiful and soothing, and New York is a bustly city.
I love a challenge, you know that, and a part of my challenge of being there, and that's such a exciting city and crazy city, and reaching that point of peace and solitude, actually it helped me really focus in that kind of divine space of writing the new music. But actually I was writing most of the music from a church that I just stumbled upon when I first arrived there, and I joined the choir there, which I love singing choir just for my own kind of I guess my compositional mind. It's good to hear the different parts, and it helps me compositionally. But then I got friendly with the musical director, and she said, "Oh, you can come and play the grand piano, the Steinway & Sons grand piano." Wow! Yeah, so I was going there every day to practice, and then actually used that as my kind of palette to write the new music. And the whole process was very, very beautiful, and an amazing experience. As you say, because of the excitement of the city, it was hard to keep focused, but I managed. I felt I got there and wrote the new music. Yeah. And
so the pull back to the piano, was that just accidental through those meetings, or was there something stronger? Because you're so talented on so many different instruments.
Thank you.
It must be hard to choose, okay, which one am I going to compose for next? What was it about the piano at that sort of moment in time where you thought, now I must write again for this instrument?
Right, it's a good question, because I started with the piano when I was 8, and I kind of feel that I've gone around full circle. Because the last 10 years I've been travelling around the world performing as a harpist and solo and with my band, and doing kind of more explorative works with that instrument. But bit by bit I was feeling my heart being called more to the piano, because I feel like the piano's like the orchestra. You've got your whole orchestra in your hands, and I can hear all the different notes and different sounds in my head of the orchestra in the piano when I play.
Wow. Okay.
So it just felt natural for me to come back to the piano, and now I really feel like I found my true inner voice in that instrument. I feel I'm so in love with the piano more than ever before.
But it's great to rediscover an instrument like that, isn't it? Or rediscover that love for a particular instrument or music again, perhaps, if someone found your album and they're drawn back to that or playing again.
Totally. Yeah.
Now, John Suchet has selected your album as one of his albums of the week.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely. We were having a big discussion about it in the office.
Great.
If his listeners were choosing, or he was picking one piece to play from this album as an example of it, what would you ask him to play?
Ooh. Gosh, that's a hard question. Well, I must say there's one track on the album that I feel is different in my style of writing. It's Purple Ribbon. I tried consciously to come out of the kind of way of writing that I normally do, and I was trying to use different harmonies and different melodies and kind of take you on a journey, a mysterious journey. And with that particular composition, I think is maybe a bit different. So maybe people that have heard my previous music, if they hear that, they might see a different, I don't know, maybe evolution of some sort, hopefully.
I was thinking it sounded like you were, I don't know, pushing in different directions which you hadn't taken before.
Definitely.
How did it feel when you were composing that? Does it feel like a different experience?
It's a similar, it comes from the same part. I'd been listening, for that particular composition, I'd been listening to a lot of Scriabin, so there's slight Russian influences in there. I'm not sure, I don't like to think too much. It's almost like playing with clay, and you're moulding your fingers into the piano, and then suddenly you've got this new composition that comes out, and I don't know, I kind of feel like a conduit for this music to come through my body, and then the music's got a life of its own afterwards. I don't like to take too much ownership of the music, but I respect it, I respect the whole process, and as long as I get to that open space, the divine space, and kind of capture the music, then I'm happy, and just, yeah, hopefully long may it last.
That's very generous when you've written it to say, well, it comes from somewhere else. So other composers, who do you like to listen to when you're not working yourself?
It's funny because the last few years I haven't been listening to that much music. Can you imagine? Because there's a sense of, I just love being out in life and meeting new people, new places, and there's very much been kind of integrating life into my mind and my heart, and then pouring it out into music. But when I do listen to music, I love, of course, Bach. He's like the god of masters of music. Mozart. Not all classical composers though. I do love a bit of pop music sometimes too. I love Keane. You must have come across Keane. Yeah. And who else? Glee sometimes.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. So from every sort of strain of life,
There's no limits. There's only limits if we put the limits there for ourselves, right? I mean.
Well, Ian Audi was in recently, and I was talking to him, and he was saying too. You know, the inspiration comes from absolutely everywhere. You just sort of soak everything up that you can possibly can. Are you a fan of his work? Do you enjoy him?
I enjoy his music. A few people have commented on my music saying it's similar to his, but I don't listen too much of his because I don't want to get too much direct influence of people that are maybe similar to my music. I don't know, but I do love his music. It's very soulful and soothing.
Well, like him, your music has gone right away around the world now. I mean, there can't be a country that isn't playing it somewhere. I'm just wondering, where's the most unusual place that you've actually heard your own music being played, or situation?
I'm not sure. I think maybe in Jordan, actually, when I was there. I got a bit of a buzz when I heard my music in a hotel there.
Wow!
being played through the radio. Yeah.
It must be so great to know that people appreciate it globally, though. That's something that you and the piano, and then you're hearing it around the world. I don't know, it must be a thrill.
Well, that's sweet of you to say, but I don't always know if that is the case. I try and keep focused on what I do, and I don't, it's maybe other people hear it more than me. I'm not.
We'll get excited for you.
Thank you. Bless you.
And so the album, there's a sort of an unusual way that you can get hold of it, the unique way that you can actually get this album.
Yeah.
Cafe Nero, is that so for 3 months exclusively in Cafe
Exactly,
Nero?
only in Cafe Nero. And if you buy the CD, you can get a free hot beverage. So
it sounds delightful.
Absolutely.
Phamie, it's so lovely to talk to you. There's so much more to chat about. Unfortunately, we don't have time right now, but do come back to Classic FM again.
Thank you.
I really look forward to playing your album on Smooth, and I know John's been enjoying it as his album of the week as well.
That's good to know. Thank you. It's lovely to finally meet you too.
I get so many requests for Rackwick Bay, for War Song on Smooth, so it's great to meet you as well, and I will pass on to the Smooth listeners just what a delight you are.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you.